Hi there, it's Councillor Glen. It is Saturday, September the 16th. Today I'm bringing you the update from the stormwater pond behind Andalusian Crescent in the Blackstone area. It's easy to find. If you head to Blackstone, go on Rouncy Road, turn onto Danzig, and then from Danzig go right to the end where it meets Andalusian, and you'll see the pathway to the stormwater pond, and there's also access from Terry Fox to this pond. A nice place for a walk and some interesting birds. If you're a bird watcher, there's lots of geese here, and I don't know if you can see it. It's just over my shoulder right there. Looks like some kind of a heron. I don't know enough about birds to identify it, but perhaps if somebody's watching this and has any ideas, there it is turning around. Add a comment about what kind of bird that might be. I'll try to get a photo of it after as well. I want to wish everyone a Rosh, happy Rosh Hashanah. This is the Jewish New Year celebration, so greetings to everyone who's celebrating that this weekend. Today in Stittsville, it's the Apple Festival, the second annual Apple Festival, I believe. Last week we had the great Butter Tart Festival, about 7,000 butter tarts sold in the course of about 2 or 3 hours. Amazing. This week we have the Apple Festival. It's on Stittsville Main Street, just north of Abbott, next to the Legion, in what used to be the Bradley's building. Now I think it's Brokerlink. Anyway, it's really easy to find. Just look for the apples on Stittsville Main Street today and next Saturday as well. Also happening today is the grand opening of Unity Square. Now most people would call this the No Frills Plaza. Lots of new businesses there, and they've got some festivities for the official grand opening. The food bank, Stittsville Food Bank, will be there collecting donations as well. So if you can, make a generous donation to our food bank. Tomorrow, September 17th, is the Sunday Fun Day at Stittsville United Church, corner of Stittsville Main and Fernbank. September 23rd, that's next Saturday, the Rotary Club is doing a breakfast fundraiser at Stittsville United Church. So check that out next Saturday. Now, I'm actually recording this again late on Friday afternoon, gorgeous afternoon, because I'm serving right now as deputy mayor. It's something all the councillors do in rotation. So I'm deputy mayor, attending events on Mayor Sutcliffe's behalf. And as you may be watching this on Saturday morning, I'm probably at City Hall, taking part in the flag raising for Mexican Independence Day, organized by the Mexican Embassy. So that's why I'm recording this on Friday afternoon. Lots going on in our community over the past week, lots coming up as well. There was the Butter Tart Festival last Saturday, a great event, so congrats to Mandy and Dan and the organizers and volunteers and judges. I also had the opportunity to attend the 100th birthday of Clara Biggar. She is a Stittsville resident, lives in the Amberwood area. Big birthday celebration at the Amberwood Golf Course, where she is a regular golfer. She's part of the Women's League there. Great turnout for her birthday. One of the highlights was a signed photo from Brooke Henderson. She's a big fan of Brooke. Anyways, amazing. 100 years, still golfing, still in great shape. It's great to see. A lot of attention again this week on OSTA, the Ottawa Student Transportation Authority, and the school bus shortage. Over the past week and a half, I've had a chance to speak with Lynn Scott, school board trustee, Scott Phelan, school board trustee, Goldie Gamari, as well as the management at OSTA, try to understand what's going on, how can we help. Bottom line is there's a shortage of 130 drivers. So if you know anyone who might be interested in driving a part-time job as a school bus driver, go to driveyellow.ca for more information about recruitment. Ultimately, that's what we need, more bus drivers. Now, there's supposed to be a update coming up from OSTA either Friday afternoon or over the weekend about some specifics around efforts that they're making to create some more school buses for students and parents. So I guess watch for that. They're working on bringing in some private coaches, consolidating routes, more work with OC Transpo, cooperation with other school boards as well. Now I know OC Transpo, we have, I believe it's 76 school routes, buses dedicated to school routes this year. That's quite a bit more than last year, and there are about 20,000 kids in the public and Catholic boards who have a Presto pass. But we've offered any assistance we can from OC Transpo to help get students to school. It is causing huge issues around schools that are affected. I think there's some effect at every school, but particularly bad at Sacred Heart, at South Carleton, at Goulburn Middle School, at Aylorn Cassidy, at Westwind, just to name a few. There's just so many more people driving to schools that it's really overwhelming any efforts to mitigate that traffic. There are a lot of safety concerns. So two things: if you are driving through a school zone, follow the speed limit, stop at stop signs, and obey all of the no stopping and no parking signs. They're not there to be a nuisance or to inconvenience you. It's there for the safety of kids who are getting to school. If you can, park a few blocks away and walk the last little bit to school. It helps relieve that congestion around the school. And if you're someone who doesn't have to drive to the school, maybe you're a neighbor, you don't even have kids going there, but you need to leave in the morning, maybe leave 15 minutes earlier or 15 minutes later. Avoid that school zone and adding to that congestion if you can. And again, driveyellow.ca if you know someone who might be interested in becoming a bus driver. They are desperately needed right now. On transit, I guess going from school transit to OC Transpo citywide, we had our Transit Commission meeting on Thursday. One of the areas of focus was around a high number of bus cancellations over the last couple of weeks in particular. It's improved this week, but still not up to where I want to see it. There's two issues going on right now. One is an issue with bus maintenance. There's a backlog of maintenance issues stemming in part from the LRT outage when they redeployed buses for R1, put a lot of extra kilometers, so they're still catching up on bus maintenance from that period. And recruiting new mechanics. They have a shortage of mechanics as well. And the recruitment of drivers continues also. They've hired, I don't have the numbers in front of me, over 100 new drivers this year. There are 60 more drivers expected to graduate in October, and a new class of 60 drivers starting up in October as well. So a major hiring push for drivers. That's the most likely cause of a cancellation right now. It's just not enough drivers available for the schedules, but it is getting better week over week. But I know it's having an impact, particularly on routes like the 88 or the 85, the 6, some of the more frequent routes. That's where they pull service from, but I know it's been having an effect to some degree on 61, 62, and some of the 200 series routes in Stittsville and the 67. Anyhow, I've got some more information on my website about how OC Transpo is mitigating these bus issues and driver issues, so check that out for more information. It was a busy week. I was happy to drop by at Zach's Diner in Canada. On Tuesday, they were doing a fundraiser for the Ottawa Network for Education School Breakfast Program, a really good program that provides meals in the morning to kids across Ottawa. And if you can consider a donation, please check them out. We also had a big day at City Council where we approved this year's budget directions, including a cap on taxes of 2.5%. So we've asked staff to draft a budget that would not increase property taxes by more than 2.5%. Now, there are a lot of budget pressures. There is a lot of inflation. I'm trying to be really cognizant of what I hear from residents all the time, concerns about cost of living. Everything is going up. The cost of your mortgage, the cost of groceries, the cost to fill up your tank with gas, and on and on and on. We're trying to be as conservative, prudent, responsible as possible with our city budget so that we're not creating an undue burden on residents for taxes. So something we're taking really seriously, going through a service review to find any efficiencies we can and keep those property taxes as low as possible. Also recognizing that we do need to continue to invest in city services to address things like affordable housing, like the issue around homelessness downtown, reliable transit as well. So the budget process really starts up in November, so I'm sure I'll have more to share with you then. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to be welcoming Mayor Sutcliffe to Stittsville. He'll be here for a few hours. We're going to be visiting a number of local businesses and local organizations. So if you see the mayor and I out and about on Stittsville Main Street or elsewhere, please feel free to come say hello or give us a wave. Lots coming up this week at City Hall. On Monday, we have a Board of Health meeting that I'm a member of that Board of Health. On Tuesday, the Environment Committee meets. Now, I'm not a member of that committee, but I'll be following closely because they're considering another recommendation as part of the city's solid waste plan, and that's to divert about 60,000 tons of waste from the Trail Road landfill to private landfills in the city, including the Carp Road landfill, the Waste Management Carp Road Environmental Center, I think is the official name. That would start in 2026, but it would see residential garbage being sent there from basically Stittsville and Canada areas and a little bit to West Carleton as well. Now that landfill has been approved by the provincial government, and it allows for acceptance of residential waste from across a wide part of northern and eastern Ontario. They can accept up to 400,000 tons of waste there annually, starting in about 2025. And so the proposal is to send about 30,000 tons of Ottawa's waste to that landfill. I haven't had a lot of residents contact me about this, but if you do have any questions or feedback, of course, please send me an email. Then on Wednesday, we have our Planning and Housing Committee meeting. I will note some big news in housing was the federal government taking away the GST on multifamily housing or apartment housing, which has been, I think, really welcome news from people who are following affordable housing and housing in general, but a really important federal policy that should definitely impact housing and the ability to build the homes that people need across Canada and our province and our city of Ottawa. That's it for me. There's 11 and a half minutes of updates about Stittsville. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everybody who tunes in on YouTube or Facebook or the podcast or however you are receiving this information. Thank you for staying up to date with the community, and I always appreciate your feedback. Have an excellent weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Take care.